Hello, everyone. Just while everybody's getting clicked in and online, I just like to always start by talking about what the next NAUI talk is going to be. Next one is January the 4th, and we're going to be discussing how you can benefit from the NAUI mobile training team. As you've been reading in our both magazine advertisings for NAUI sources, but also in others, we're promoting our new training team, and this mobile training team is coming to regions to benefit the members in those regions and to help you, the member in the region, to make sales and to make money. So these are coming to benefit you. So it's very important that we get that full message out on how this can benefit you. So that's going to be January the 4th. I really look forward to presenting that to everyone so you can see how that can help you in your day-to-day operations. I know it's been a difficult time. Some of us have been locked down more than not. Some of us have been able to get back up and running. So it's a mixed bag. So it's very important that we're bringing these new tools out to benefit you. So try to tune in for January the 4th. And of course, we'll be going and recording it, just like all of our NAUI talks, and putting them up on NAUI TV. So without further ado, let's talk about today's NAUI talk. Today we're talking about outside the box. This is a very different style of one, and it's kind of pulling together a lot of the things that I've been talking about over this last whole series, and frankly, most of the year. It's important to learn how to find customers. It's important to learn how to do a lot of different things. But in trying times, we have to do things different. And today I'm bringing an actual live example of a campaign that I've been part of, and I'm going to share it with you. If you'd like to share it and use it, by all means, contact me directly. I'll give you the stuff, not a problem. You don't have to cut and paste it off the internet. Let me give you the originals. So what exactly is Bill talking about? Let's go. After today's session, I'm hoping that you'll be able to think outside the box and create an item that's just perfect for what you're looking to do. And again, you may try one and it doesn't succeed. You might try four and it doesn't succeed. Keep trying. Remember our mini 3 marketing plans. Do everything in threes. Something's going to open up for you. Okay? To accomplish this, what I'm going to do is use an actual Scuba club that has a store and a school, and this idea is actually a live idea they're currently doing. And in doing so, what we're going to do is address these ideas. Like, what's your goal? You notice I got the 2 dots there? I rarely read the screen. There's a point. What is your goal? Give it some numbers. We're going to talk about that. We've talked about it different times, but we're actually going to discuss this plan that this particular group has got. Okay? And the other 3 points below is what are you selling? What is it you want to do? You want to get rid of snorkels? You want to get courses? What is it you're looking to accomplish? Set a definite, finite goal on how you want to benefit from putting a campaign together. And try to decide, what is it I'm trying to get? What's the draw? What's the juices? What's exciting? What's going to make them buy into what we're doing? Again, we're going to pick a particular example today. And of course, you always need a call to action. So if you have questions, I try to address them as we're going, and I'll absolutely get them all by the end. Remember, the Q&A is either going to look at the bottom, or you'll see Q&A at the top, and go ahead and put your questions in, and I'll absolutely answer them. If for any reason they don't get completely answered or they're more detailed, contact me at NAUI headquarters, either phone, NAUI headquarters, you know the number. If not, you can look it up. And I'm extension 231, or just ask for Bill Doran and they'll get the phone to me. Or you can email me at bdoran@naui.org. Today, like I said, it's different. Going right off what our normal processes are. This is a real example from 4D Diving Adventures from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Yes, that's where I live. That's actually the club I belong to. Okay, so 4ddiving.com is their website. This is a real campaign. This is not meant to say you all need to do this, what I'm about to discuss. What it is an example of what one group is doing to change what's happening. If it works for you and you want copies, by all means. If it doesn't work for you, take the concept and adapt it to something that does. We need to increase our sales. We need to get courses going. We got to get things rolling. So COVID's been tough for a lot of us. Some of us have been up more than down. Some of us have been down more than up. And in my particular area, here in Barrie, Ontario, Canada, we've been down more than up. We've got a very limited group. So I'm going to discuss what our group of professional divers is doing to make a difference. Here's the plan, the 4D diving plan. All the guys are sitting around, the ladies, the guys are on our what we call our 4D dive team. That's the dive masters and instructors. And so we got to do something. You know, we're getting like 4 to 6 people out for dives. We've been doing a lot of local dives, no trips to speak of, no courses. It's really been tough. Finally, we get pools back. Now, living where I do, if you don't have pools in the winter, you don't have anything in the winter, because at a certain point, the ice comes in. And we're right in that cusp now where we're going to get the ice pretty soon. And once the lake ice is over, we have a big giant lake beside us. We're very fortunate. Literally, I have 3 dive sites within 5 to 10 minutes of me, where I'm sitting right now at my office. So that's very exciting. However, once the ice is in, unless you're setting up for an ice dive, there's not much else happening. So getting the pools back was very critical. We've not had pools since the pandemic started. So this is a big, exciting thing. The scary part is we're going, well, how do we pay for it? We have no courses lined up. We have nothing happening. Our regular membership for a club is more inactive than active. What are we going to do? That's how we started this conversation. So it's like, okay, let's make a plan. What do we want to accomplish? Well, we're looking at a few $1,000 deposit for the pool. Okay, how do we make $2,000? That's Canadian, just so you know, 2,000 Canadian, because I live here in Canada. Adapt it to wherever you are. And we had to go, okay, $2,000 Canadian. How can we break this down to something? What can we accomplish? We need to pay for the pool. Well, we have no courses up and running. We need to get them running. How do you find students? Try scuba, somebody said. That's a great, or discover, depending on the words that you like to use, the discover scuba. That scuba experiences tends to bring out students. Great idea. Getting members back for refreshers, getting people who are now starting to travel, getting back for refreshers. Okay, refreshers, try scubas, great. They're billable work. We can work in the pool. I'll come back to try scubas in a little bit, because some people go, oh, I don't like doing those for free. We don't do them for free. We never have. We're not going to. We'll talk more about that in a bit. So what we the team was, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some try scubas and some refreshers, both of which the draw is hopefully we get them to sign up for courses as well. Our target is people who are sitting at home looking for something to do. There's so many people in my area who are looking for experiences, and some of them just want to come out and check something off the bucket list and get a picture of them underwater with the regulator in their mouth. Rock on. We can do that. It's not a course, but we're going to bill for this. And I'll come back to that. We're going to bill for this. So that's good. Well, why do we get the people want experiences? Let's give them experience. Let's give them an experience that they can come out and do. We've all talked traditionally about try scubas and refreshers. Used to draw out lots of people. Stopped drawing a lot of people, especially with the COVID situation going on. So how can we look at that different? Let's look at it different. Let's find a way to reduce our experiences and refreshers to $50. If we can sell a minimum of 20 experiences in 20 days, we have paid for half of our pools that we need to pay for up front. That was our target. May not sound like a big number, but that's the number we picked, okay? It's very important that you have targets. If you don't say, I want to sell 20 experiences, you might think, great, that was a great campaign. Everything went awesome. That was super duper. We came up with some beautiful material. Yeah, but what did you sell? If we haven't paid for the pools, this was for naught. The goal here is we want to bring in money to pay the bills, okay? For us, the winter's a very expensive time because we have to pay for pools. The last 2 winters, well, especially the last winter, wasn't as expensive because we had no pools. But then we had a bigger problem because we had no income. So this is what we've decided to do. So we spoke from everybody else is saying, hey, come try scuba, or come do a discover scuba. Or maybe they're going, you going on a holiday? You should do a refresher. Nothing wrong with those. Those are great. But we wanted to get creative. We wanted to talk to people. I mean, our competition is not other dive stores and other dive clubs. Believe it or not, it really isn't. We've talked about this in other NAUI talks. Our competition right now is getting people off the chair, whether it be a couch or whether it be their chair in front of their computer, their cell phone, their tablets, getting them out into the real world off of the virtual world. That's our competition. We got to get people back out. Yes, online learning and e-learning is spectacular. Now he has a wonderful program and all these new translations. This is excellent, but it's only one piece of scuba. You got to get in the water. We all know that. So we decided our competition is the internet. We're going out to the internet. We're going to promote experiences and we're going to sell these experiences. That's our value. That's what we're looking to do. Without further ado, let's go to the 4D diving site. I'm going to start talking about this, okay? With 4D diving, we started out as a club, added a school very quickly, became a store as well. So we do all the above, okay? Our thrust in this discussion today is keeping our club active, keeping us viable and keeping us in the right side of the numbers when it comes to pluses, not minuses. We need to get billable, exciting things. So we decided, let's take Try Scubas and let's take refreshers, throw it out and have a complete crazy wild thinking night about it. And that's what we did. And then based on that, we acted. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, first of all, we don't do Try Scubas for free. We always bill for them. People say, oh, yeah, that's how you get customers. Right. But you're telling them right off the bat, your time's free. You're putting them in, again, depends on where you are, what your budgets, what your buying cycle is, but let's just call it $1,000 Canadian worth of gear per student. You're putting them $1,000 worth of gear, putting an instructor with $1,000 worth of gear, and the instructor who spent thousands of dollars to become an instructor. And you're going to say this is free. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Don't do it for free. Make something worthwhile. Free means nothing. Free means there's no value. Stick a value on everything you do. You can give them coupons toward a course if that makes you feel better. Once you finish this experience, if you want to take a course, here's a coupon. If that makes you feel good, I don't do it. But if you think you need to, you know your area, I don't. You want to give them a coupon towards a mask and snorkel, you know your business, you do that. I personally go, $50 is a bargain for a one-on, we do a maximum of 1-on-2, meaning 2 experienced people and 1 qualified dive master or instructor, maximum, regardless of age. And if they're younger, we try to even go to 1-on-1. That's pretty spectacular service. And we've got a great team of people. So we're lucky we can provide that service. So let's go to 4D diving. We're going to go direct to their experiences page. You're welcome to look here later. Again, you're a NAUI person. If there's anything here you like, don't worry about stealing it. You ask me, I'll send you the originals. The computer programmer for our 4D diving adventures is my son, Robert, and I happen to be the chief instructor for the club. So you might wonder whether we came up with 4D diving and adventures. Well, way back when I had brown curly hair, I wanted to start a club. My kids were at a certain age where they could want it. And I wanted to be very family oriented. So it was never about my family only. Never. Still isn't. But I wanted people to know 4D diving adventures, we're family and friend based. We look after each other. That's just our thing, right? So we do fun, safe diving for family and friends. So 4D diving, just so you know how I made it up, not that it's relevant to our campaign. Bill Doran, Kelly Doran, that's my wife, Robert Doran, and Nicholas Doran, our 2 sons. So 4D diving and adventures. And it was about stuff that we were going to do. We wanted other like-minded people to come out and play with us. And we've been very successful for quite a few years because of that. So moving on, 4D diving and adventures. Everybody that I know has a Try Scuba something or a Discover Scuba something on their website and a refresher, okay? We, as a club, don't let people come out for free either. We have value. We offer things every time you come out. We bring people on guided dives. We help them with their techniques. We do skill builders. We bill for everything. And so we should, unless you remember that a lot of these things are free, but then you still paid for it because you remember. Now, that's just our philosophy. And I can't go through today without discussing that because I don't bill everybody $50 to play these, but I bill people who are not one of our Adventure Club members. Okay? So having said that, these three top items probably look pretty familiar to you. But what we did, we just decided to think, hey, let's get outside the box. What is it people are looking to do? A lot of us, when we're doing Discover Scubas with people, we try to throw a little game at the end as well, or something to do. Again, if you're in the lake, it's different. You give them an experience in the lake. But if you're in a pool, and today we're coming up with a campaign for paying for pools. Getting them to count tiles in the bottom of the pool is not an adventure. You get them on scuba, getting them to play something. So we said, hey, what games and toys do we play with when we do this? Let's make each one a separate experience. Let me roll down. Full face mask experiences. Underwater rocket, where you literally play a game of rockets underneath. Underwater cup stacking. We have special metal cups. Cup stacking is actually an event out there, and a lot of younger people really like to do that. A lot of the school systems have it. It's international, so it doesn't matter what country you're in. If you look at cup stacking and then put your country name behind it, you'll actually see some stuff. There's quite a competitive sport in it that I didn't know, except one of our instructors is a school teacher and brought that into the school system for them. And it's been quite successful in the school board that he works with. So underwater cup stacking. And I'm going to come back and explain these in a minute. Underwater basketball. How do you make an underwater basketball? Email me. I'll give you the secrets. It's not much of a secret. Fill it with water, not air. I guess you don't need to email me now. Underwater yoga. Underwater frisbee. Underwater juggling. Underwater chess. Underwater hockey. Underwater card games. Okay, so that's what we started with. And we said, let's make something up for each of these. So I'm just going to click on one of them, basketball. The reason being is I'm going to show you some stuff in a minute that's going to tie this. So once people go to our website and they click here, they see basketball. Now maybe, and I'm thinking outside the box, maybe there's somebody with all these supply chain issues this year. There's not as many stuff on the store shelves as traditional years. People are looking for that reason, plus the lockdown reasons, to get out and do experiences. So somebody may be wanting to buy for them and their friend, or their and their partner. Mom, I just had a mom buy for a family of 4 for her husband, and their 2 children. Their children were one's in university and one's in high school. So they're looking to do something as a family over the holidays. She bought 4 passes. Yes, if you're reading closely, that's $200. That was $200 closer. Okay. And I'm going to give you some numbers in a little while of how many we've sold. So here's this particular example. They have the age is minimum 10. They can come out and do these experiences. We start in the shallow, depending on who it is. We go to the deep end. But here's the secret. Mom thought, wow, the kids really like basketball. They've always thought about scuba. Wow, why don't we do an underwater scuba basketball game? Hey, it worked. We sold $200 worth of coupons. 4 coupons, $50 each, $200. It worked. Now, having said that, I'll put my email at the end for everybody to see. I just seen that, okay? I just got a question about the email. I'm going to just make sure that everybody has it. Again, I like to answer questions as we get going. So again, if you look in the Q&As, I just typed it in, so everybody should be able to see my email address, but I'll make sure you have it anyways. So as we're going through this is just one of the examples, one of those 13 things on the screen. With the idea is we can capture somebody because of their love for another sport. A lot of divers, think about yourself right now. What other sports do you like? I like diving and snorkeling. That's the same. I love power boating. I love sailing. I love paddleboarding. I like kayaking. I like hiking. Well, at least there's one without water, right? And I like bicycle riding. Does that sound like some of you guys and gals out there? Like a lot of us people out there, that's us. We are divers. We like to get out and do things. So that's the premise here. We came up with 13 different things. But here's the news. It's not 13. It's 26. The reason being is this can apply to somebody doing a try scuba. Like I just said, I sold 4 coupons. They've never tried scuba. This also could apply to somebody looking to do a refresher. It's like, I probably should do a refresher. I haven't traveled in almost 2 years. I'm going to the Caribbean in January. I don't want to look at tiles. Oh, wait. I can go play basketball. It's a way to tune up my skills. Well, I got news for you. Everybody that we're bringing in the pool, everybody, it's either a tri-scuba or a refresher, and we couple that with the game they chose. That's what we're doing. So they're getting a refresher and a game of basketball, or they're getting a Discover Scuba and a game of basketball. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now, as we look at this, you may say, well, that's exciting, but how do you get them to go there? Good question. We have a video of each of these games, and we've been sending these to everybody we can possibly think of, and just putting on social media saying, hey, check the 4D diving experiences. We did basketball. We did card playing. We did playing with rockets. We did yoga. We did a little video of everything. All those 13 things you saw, we did a video. And I'm just going to go back and think about these. Try scuba, we have a video. Guest passes, okay, that one we didn't. Refresher, we did a video. Underwater cup stacking, we did a video of somebody doing these competitive cup stacking, their stainless steel cups, right? Underwater rocket, etc. Okay, full face mask, how to use the full face mask. Just all little 5 to 15 second clips that work perfectly on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever turns your crank. Get out there and try it. And what happened was it made a difference. What happened is it made a difference. We were now able to attract people because we're thinking outside the box. This is probably crazy at first glance. And we thought, you know what? There was only 4 instructors that came the first night to the pool. 4 instructors, that's it. You don't want to know what the pool cost. 4 instructors. Oh no. How do we get people back out? We're getting more members out because our membership year started December 1st. People had to be a new member, right? Because our year goes from October 31st, it ends. November 1st, it starts. So December 1st, we said, it was late November, we had our first pool. We said, we got to do something for December. So in December, we want to sell 20 experiences to people, and we want to get at least 10 members out to the pools, or at least to renew their membership or more, because they haven't been renewing because they weren't doing anything. Well, gosh, this was exciting. This was our call to action. This was what we wanted to do. We needed $2,000, which may not sound like a lot, but when you've been down more than up for the last almost 2 years, $2,000 is insurmountable for an organization that has been doing 0 sales. So we actually brought in, our membership year is $120 Canadian. We sold 12 of those. So let's just add that up. 12 times 120. I have the answer here. I'm just drawing it out for excitement. That's $1,440. We've also sold 9 $50 coupons. So if you want to get all that added up, does that sound like we've passed the $2,000 mark? And our goal was to do it in the first 20 days of December. Today is the 14th. So yes, this is not a campaign that's going to change the world, but it was one example. And I think it's important when we're trying to come up with marketing ideas and different ideas that you can do. Some of our members have big, huge stores, and some of them have charter boats. And you may say, well, it's easy for them. No, they have more bills to pay. Whether you're an independent instructor working out of your truck or your garage, whether you're a professional educator working out of an educational facility, be it your own or a college or university or whatever, whether you're a store, whether you're a charter boat, whether you're a resort, we all have costs. We need to pay our bills. And you need to sometimes break down the campaigns into simple things. This was a simple campaign that'll last beyond Christmas, but it was for the Christmas season in the first 20 days. So we know we always get a few last minute, oh my gosh, I don't know what to get somebody. We sell a few coupons before Christmas. But we were hoping in the first 20 days to bring in excess of $2,000 just so we could make ends meet for pools. And we did it. It was one small campaign. So what can you do? What can you do at your organization? Do something today. Pick what we decided. Again, I'm going to recap our plan. Hopefully you can adapt it to your plan. We were sitting there literally floating in full kits in the deep end of the pool going, okay, there's 4 instructors, and I can tell you their names. Yeah, there's 4 instructors sitting there floating going, how do we get people out? Well, I wish it's been so long since I've been able to do a try scuba or do a refresher. I wish I could do that. Great. Okay, let's do that. Well, how are we going to do it? Well, let's try to think of something different. We'd brought a couple games for us to play that night. And somebody said, well, why don't we see if we can get somebody to come out? Because he said, remember we used to have one night we'd play hockey, another evening we'd play basketball. We had full teams. We had all this. It's like, gosh, it's devastating now after almost 2 years. It was just 4 instructors, not even enough to make teams. And I went, well, here's an idea. And we went from there to the stuff you're seeing today. And the next pool session we brought all our games and took a tripod, and we had one of our guys who's an excellent photographer, Brian Backland, and now instructor, of course, and he took the pictures, except for the one of the full face. That was me that took that picture because he was in the picture. And we did different scenarios that we could do in the pool. And then the pool session after that, we did the same thing, except we did videos. And then we put it all together. Now I have the benefit, and if you don't have a programmer for your website, you should get one. We talked about websites before. Websites should be dynamic, not static. You service regs, you know what I mean? A website is not a permanent document that never changes. It should be always going there all the time, a reason for people to go to. So I'm fortunate my son works for us, and he does some wonderful work on computers. So he looks after our website. He put the experiences up, and we got all that going. And we have it set up to go through PayPal. So when somebody purchases, I'm not at the pool, showing up at the pool with a bunch of gear, hoping to get some money. No, I already been paid long before we go. I know before we get there, we have been paid. So each of those experiences are paid for. That was our call to action that started with what can we do today? Today we can decide on what we're going to get, exciting things to get people in the pool. In this example, what are we going to do within a week? We're going to do all the photo work within the first week. And then the second week, we were going to get all the videos done. And within a month, we wanted to sell 20 coupons for experiences, minimum, and encourage members to come back and do refreshers and get back involved with our organization. And that number we planned on 10. So we planned on 10, got 12 out. We planned on 20 coupons, and so far I sold 4 to one group, 1 to another. Then I've got 2 to somebody else, 2 to somebody else, and 2 to somebody else. That's 11. So we're well on our way. We haven't got the 20 done, but it isn't 20 days of December yet. And I always find we do more sales toward the 25th than we do before. So considering we started on the 1st of December, this is encouraging. We've got 10 plus on the members coming back out and getting, paying for memberships and being engaged. And we've got 9 out of our 20 experiences already paid for. Looked after, done. Not maybe, they're paid for. We don't do this for free. Never be afraid to say, I bill for things. Because when it comes to paying for your gear, your air, and those of us that have compressors say, well, I don't pay for air. No, you pay more. If you want a compressor, you pay more for your air than the guy who goes and pays for a bill. You know what I mean? If you've got a compressor, you go, oh yeah. Because those air quality tests and filters and all that are not free. Okay? So these are the kind of things that I'm looking at. So kind of recapping, what have we learned today? This was just one little example. It's not everything. It's one example on how you can take a problem or an obstacle and make it an opportunity and put a campaign together by thinking outside the box. We decided our goal was at the end of the day, we needed $2,000. Either us 4 instructors were going to cough up $500 each, or we had to find a way to teach for $500 each. Or more if we wanted to get anything in our pockets. Okay, so we set a goal. We gave it numbers. We needed $2,000. 2,000 divided by 50 is 20, we wanted 20 coupons. We also wanted 10 members. So 10 members at 120 and 20 coupons. That's our $2,000. So we've exceeded here and we're heading for the right direction here. But remember, you got to decide what you're selling. You can't just throw a website up and hoping everybody's going to knock your door down or put a sign out in front of your store or put a sign on a dock for your boat. It's not going to work. Sometimes it does, without a doubt, but it's not enough. You need to decide, what is it I want to sell? Who is my target market? How do I attract them? Who are my competitors? This sounds like a lot like, oh yeah, the last NAUI talk. So these are all on NAUI TV. So go back and review some of them. You go, here's some cool ideas, right? And I hope I got your attention. I could sit and show you a video for all those, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch people playing cards underwater and people playing rocket underwater and playing chess underwater. And by the way, we have checkers and chess. If you want to learn any of these little secrets that we use for our games, if pools are important to you, some of these things translate to the open water, but some of them don't. Like, for instance, the checkers and chess. Now, I'm a Canadian. People love hockey around here. All you got to do is talk to the guys who are the coaches or trainers for the bigger teams, because they only use their pucks so many times and they get rid of them, just like casinos get rid of playing cards. So people at casinos, we get our cards from. People in hockey, we get pucks from. Now, how do we use pucks? We take the pucks, they're all black, and we have two different color of permanent markers. We make, you can't do black and white for obvious reasons, so we do gold and white, and we write all the drawings on each one for the different pieces. And then the flip side of the pucks are all checkers. We just do it one big square of a color. So it's checkers one side, flip it, it's chess. It is on a big heavy canvas sheet that we made the grid on, and we weigh it down with scuba weights. Pretty simple. Underwater rocket, you can actually buy rockets that are meant for playing underwater, same as Frisbee. Underwater yoga, it's just some moves will work on scuba and some won't. So you just got to test them or email me and I'll let you know the ones we've discovered. Not that I'm a yoga master, because I'm certainly not. I'm as rookie on yoga as you can get. However, people have fun doing it. Underwater basketball. Go to the store where they sell kids' toys. Those little balls that are not soccer balls, not basketballs, not footballs, or not European footballs, none of those, just those softballs people play catch with, and little kids play with. What you do is you just pull out, deflate it, and then you use your pump and you pump in water rather than air. Leave a little bit of air so it gives a bit of buoyancy. And believe it or not, you can dribble the ball and play on the bottom. And we use milk crates for the nets. All these little tricks are there, and they really do work. So again, this isn't about telling you how to use your pools. This is telling you how to make some dollars and cents and put them in your bank account to pay your bills. We have our professional dues to NAUI. We have our insurance. We've got air quality tests. We've got compressor costs. We've got gear maintenance costs. We've got to bring in some dollars. And sometimes, instead of looking how to make $10,000, just look at how you can make two. And I took the 2,000 and broke it into two pieces, 1,000 and 1,000. 20 coupons is 1,000 because they're 50 each, and 10 members would be 1,200. Break it down to something small, and we found a way that we could attract both through experiences. People aren't, I doubt there's some of us true believers in diving go, oh, I love diving, it's all about being underwater. But some people, it's the adventure. They see it on TV. Oh, look at the fish, look at the shipwrecks. Oh yeah, they want to come out and dive a shipwreck. Yeah, good luck with that. You're not a diver and going to take you into 5 feet or 10 feet of water, a couple of meters of water. You're not going to find much of a shipwreck. So you got to find something else to excite them. And here it is. And again, if you're like me using pools for a good chunk of the year, you certainly aren't going to excite them on fish. The fish don't live in a chlorinated pool. Plus, I think the people who own the pool will be a little upset if you start bringing fish to the pool. So we bring all kinds of silly games and turn them into experiences. So again, today's one I recorded like I do all of these. I will have it up on NAUI TV within the week. By the end, today is Tuesday, so before the end of the week, it'll be up there. And you can always go back and look at these. I just leave some here so you see examples of past ones. My favorite's Mini 3 Marketing. I think it's obvious any of you that follow me on this particular sessions. Mini 3 Marketing, it's like you don't need thousands of dollars to make money. You just need repetitive effort. Do it and do it again and do it again. If you don't succeed, try it again with a little change. Believe me, it works, just like today's experiences. So if there's any more questions, that's awesome. Once again, I'm going to say to everybody my email address. It's bdoran@naui.org. And you're always welcome to email me for ideas, or if you want some help working on something. If you look in the questions and you look in the answers, if you look at the Q&As, go into answered, you'll see that I answered somebody already with my bdoran@naui.org. Okay, and if you can't find it in there, that's okay, no problem. It's bdoran@naui.org. And if you go to any of the sources magazine, go right to the end, I'm the editor. Okay, if you look at the marketing@naui.org, that comes to me as well. Okay, so as the marketing director, I get those. That's the record. Yes, kindly share with us the record. Yes. Yeah, so I mean, I think there's quite a few things that we can do, and I'm happy to share these things with you all the time. So by all means, I'm going to let you go. If there's no other questions, just a sec. This is a great question. Mark, if you don't mind me using your name, somebody's asked me, how do I evaluate divers that are unknown to me before playing the game? That's a great question. Basically, I treat everybody like a different level of Discover Scuba or Refresher. Unless I know them, we go in. That's why we keep our ratio of 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. Say it's 2 buddies and an instructor. And if possible, we almost pretty much go 1-to-1. There may be one instructor with those 2 people, but then the instructor has an assistant because it makes the games work better anyways. So what we do is we meet outside of the pool ahead of time. We do a briefing, we go over everything, we talk to them, and just the Q&As between them. If they don't have the right answers, we don't tell them that they don't know what they're doing. What we just do is we treat it like it's a Discover Scuba, but just a little bit more advanced Discover Scuba. So they kind of earn their way. We also, when we get to the pool, basically review how you put together. We have a checklist that we tie this all together, and each of these work. And we go through that checklist. Reminder that, we have one for Discover Scubas and we have one for Refreshers. We just inset the game parts in so they know ahead of time, and we've covered all that. And as we review them how to put the gear together, we start everybody in the shallow end, everybody without any exception, because just because somebody's even a dive master, well, you haven't dove for a few years, number one scuba injury, ear injuries, because people forget to clear their ears. So you got to tell them, clear your ears, clear your ears, clear your ears, clear your ears, right? So we have all that built in, so we remind everybody, whether they're a Discover Scuba or a Refresher. So I hope that was a good answer. If it's not, let me know. What we're doing right now is we're charging $50 a session for all of our experiences. It's a little light, but we really wanted to bring in that revenue. It's less than we usually charge. We used to charge $95. We dropped it down to $50. Okay, any other questions? Got to thank you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the comment. Just going to wait another minute, see if we have any more questions. Murray. Murray raised your hand. Hi, Murray. I know Murray. Just a second, Murray. I'm just answering another question. There you go, Murray. You've got the mic. If you take yourself off mic, you can go ahead and ask your question, Murray.
I was just, I was on your website and I'm still trying to find out how I would join and pay the membership fee. Never seems to come up as any sort of application I can fill out.
Yeah, yeah. We turned it off because of COVID, so we just send it direct. I know you're in my area, so I'll get Rob. If you want, just email Robert or me at 40.com. We'll send it to you, okay?
Okay, we'll give that a shot then.
And then you're gonna come up and play with one of these pool experiences, anyways, right? Don't they look fun, Murray?
Well, they do. I'm just trying to find a way to stay overnight. I'm just far enough away that I can't make the day trip.
Yeah, let me think about it. I'll see if I know somebody that we can work that out. I'll see what I
Yeah,
can do.
well, yeah, or it gets a little later in the year, might get the trail road again. Who knows? But
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking in, Murray, and everybody else. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to let everybody go, and once again, thank you very much for your tuning in. And make sure that if I don't get your answer for any reason, just email me direct at bdoran@naui.org. And in the meantime, thank everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful season. Stay safe. Bye now.